What is the rule for doubling consonants before suffixes? Imagine you're adding a suffix to a word, and suddenly the spelling looks a little off. Why do some words double their consonants while others don't? That's what we're here to find out. When you add suffixes to words, especially those ending in consonants, the spelling can change depending on certain rules. These rules help keep the pronunciation clear and the meaning intact. Let's start with one-syllable words. If a word has just one syllable and ends with a consonant preceded by a vowel, you usually double that final consonant before adding a suffix that begins with a vowel. For example, the word run becomes running. The same goes for sit, which turns into sitting, and drop, which becomes dropped. Doubling the consonant keeps the short vowel sound in the root word, but there are exceptions. If the final consonant is W, X, or Y, you do not double it. So box becomes boxed, and play becomes playing. Also, if the vowel sound is long, you don't double the consonant. For instance, bow becomes boating, not boating, and read becomes reading. Now, what about longer words with more than one syllable? The rule here depends on where the emphasis or stress falls. If the stress is on the last syllable and the word ends with a consonant preceded by a vowel, you double the consonant. For example, admit with stress on the second syllable becomes admitted, and prefer becomes preferred. But if the stress is on an earlier syllable, you do not double the consonant. For example, target with stress on the first syllable turns into targeted, not targeted. The same applies to benefit, which becomes benefited. When the suffix begins with a consonant, such as meant or full, you usually do not double the consonant. The doubling mainly applies when the suffix starts with a vowel. This is because doubling helps preserve the original sound of the vowel in the root word. From a phonetics point of view, doubling the consonant indicates that the vowel before it is short. For example, in hopping, the double P keeps the short O sound. Without doubling, as in hoping, the O sounds long. Getting the spelling right is important for clear communication. Doubling the consonant ensures the pronunciation stays consistent and the meaning remains clear. If you forget to double when needed, the word might look wrong or be mispronounced. The main factors for doubling are the pattern of the ending, the number of syllables, where the stress falls, and whether the suffix starts with a vowel or a consonant. Remember, these rules help keep your words correct, your pronunciation accurate, and your vocabulary growing smoothly.